What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking. On today's episode, we're going to be hooking up some delicious, savory pork tenderloin. Before we get started, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button at the bottom. And as always, the full recipe is going to be in the description. Let's go.
What's going on, folks? Alright, these are the ingredients that I'm going to be using on this pork tenderloin. I'm going to be using 1 teaspoon each of garlic powder, onion powder, brown sugar, smoked paprika, Italian seasoning, black pepper, and salt. Got some Dijon mustard as a binder. Got a bunch of fresh herbs in the back. We've got some Italian parsley, thyme, sage, and rosemary. And last but not least, I have a beautiful 1 pound pork tenderloin. All right, let's start by chopping up this rosemary, thyme, sage, and parsley. We're gonna need about a tablespoon of each. Got my pork tenderloin on the cutting board here. I want to pat this dry on all sides and cut off any excess fat. Hit that with a tablespoon or 2 of Dijon mustard and rub that all over your pork tenderloin until it's completely covered. Now let's get a bowl out and make a little pork rub seasoning. Going in first with the garlic powder, onion powder, smoked paprika, Italian seasoning, brown sugar, salt, black pepper, and next we'll add about a tablespoon each of our chopped rosemary, thyme, sage, and parsley. Now grab a fork and mix all that up until it's well combined. Now let's add this seasoning onto our pork tenderloin that's got that Dijon mustard already rubbed all over it. That's going to act as a binder to help all of this delicious seasoning stick. Flip it over, can't forget the opposite side. Roll it around in that seasoning. Make sure you get all those ends and edges. Now this bad boy's ready to start cooking. So in a cast iron pan, I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Once that gets nice and glossy, I'm going to go ahead and add in my pork tenderloin and let it sear on this side for about 3 or 4 minutes. And after about 4 minutes, it's time to flip this tenderloin over. Yours should have a nice crust on it like this one. And let's go ahead and hit the other side for another 3 to 4 minutes. While we're waiting that 3 to 4 minutes, you guys know what to do. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to share with friend or foe. You already know. And now that 4 minutes has passed on the opposite side, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on its side and let that sear as well. This side, I'm only going to hit it for about maybe 2 or 3 minutes, not a full 4. Then I'm going to flip it over and do the same thing on the 4th side for an additional 2 to 3 minutes. I want to make sure I have a nice sear all the way around. Now that I got all the sides nice and seared up, I'm going to stand this up on each side so those get a nice sear as well. And now we're just going to lay this bad boy back in the pan and pop this in our preheated 400-degree oven for about 15 or 20 minutes. Or until your internal temperature reaches 145. And after 20 minutes in the oven, it's time to pop out this pork tenderloin and get it on my cutting board to rest. Let's go ahead and hook up a little gravy real quick, y'all. All right, in that same cast iron pan we've been cooking this tenderloin in, let's get it back on the stove. Let's add in about 3 tablespoons of butter. Let that melt up. Next, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of flour. Cook that down until you get that raw edge out of the flour and it starts to smell slightly nutty. Next, I'm gonna slowly whisk in about 2 cups of beef broth. And I'm gonna slowly whisk that in over medium heat until this gravy starts to thicken. Go ahead and add in a quick pinch of fresh herbs. Whisk that in well to combine until it thickens to your desired consistency. And there you have it. Let's cut the heat and let this gravy rest. All right, now we've given our pork tenderloin about 15 minutes to rest. That's adequate time. Let's go ahead and slice into this bad boy. Just look at that delicious, moist pork tenderloin. Those juices are just oozing out of it. Look, I can't even wait for Scoop for Coop. I gotta grab a bite right now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Over here smacking and licking my fingers. This pork tenderloin is fire. Just look how juicy and moist that is. Packed with flavor. This ain't no dry pork biscuit coming at you. Let's go ahead and plate this up. Gonna be pairing this tenderloin with some delicious roasted garlic mashed potatoes. Hook these up on a short. If you guys want to see exactly how to make these, check the video out. I'm gonna link it at the end of this video. Let's go ahead and get a couple of medallions of this delicious pork tenderloin and add that on top of my mashed potatoes. Serving this with some sauteed green beans. I'm just gonna drape that over the top here. And last but not least, I'm gonna drizzle a couple of tablespoons of this delicious gravy on top. And there you have it, you guys. Roasted pork tenderloin with mashed potatoes, green beans, and gravy. Now let's go ahead and grab a knife and fork and let's try this pork tenderloin. Today's Scoop for Coop is going to be another big ass bite. The gravy on this pork tenderloin really sets it off. Pair that up with these delicious roasted garlic mashed potatoes, these sauteed green beans. Woo! And let me know how you guys like this one in the comment section. Thank you for rocking with me for another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking. If you guys like what we got going on over here, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button so it hits the algorithm on YouTube. That way we can have more people find out what we got going over here in Coop's Kitchen. All right, y'all, I'm out.
There you have it, you guys. Roasted pork tenderloin. Hooked this one up in the cast iron, finished it in the oven, paired it with these delicious roasted garlic mashed potatoes, and let me know how you guys like this one in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with friend or foe. You already know. Don't forget to catch me on the socials, on Instagram and on TikTok at Smell What Coop is Cooking. And we'll catch y'all right back here next week for another episode of Smell What Coop is Cooking.